thread session. This is a little one-off, as we are just having the one player with us, as the others are not here today because the one character got himself picked up by MaxTac. And so what we're going to do is have a little one-shot kind of thing with him as we find out what happens with him being with MaxTac. And then Saturday we'll continue part 2 with the rest of the group, finding out just what they're going to do trying to find their friend and how that happens. So, quick shout out to the Forge. That's who we're using for hosting services for Foundry. If you need help, check them out. Without further ado, Ezzik, how are you, man?
Tired but good.
Understandable.
Yeah.
You excited to be the single individual here?
Yeah. MaxTac's gonna love me.
Oh yeah. I already said they do. You're a what? You're a child? Why are you a child? Which, I mean, you're not, but they kind of are seeing that you're acting a bit. Ezzik is not the most acute.
Worldly. He's not worldly, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, he's not the most experienced and knowledgeable individual of the law. He's a bit behind on that. It doesn't mean he's dumb. He's just
Well, he is. He's stupid.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
I mean, he's still intelligent as a human being. He's just not beyond that. He has basic intelligence. Let's go with that. So we ended last time with Ezzik was getting to go with MaxTac to their underground facilities. What is he thinking and feeling right now as he's being
Excited. Excited. This is new and interesting, and there's all kinds of interesting things. They have all kinds of interesting grenades and whatnot, and he's in a AV, which he's never been in, flying, which he's never done, in going to a secret base on a secret mission, as far as he's concerned.
Oh, that's great. So as Ezzik is like this little kid just excited going to this new park or something, right? MaxTac's looking at him like, are you stable? No, he's not. Right. But yeah, go for those who may not have been with us Saturdays to experience. Why don't you go ahead and describe Ezzik to everyone?
All right. Well, Ezzik is about 8 foot tall or so. He's just pure muscle, and he's lean but very tall and bulky just because of the muscle. There's not a bit of fat on him. He's dressed in a very eclectic collection of clothing, some nomad clothing, some flash clothing, some gang colors for the piranhas, and just a mishmash of clothing that would actually fit him, because other than the custom clothing, there's not a lot out there that's going to fit a man his size. It's got dark gray skin that's often got a hue of red or blue on it, depending on his light tattoos and his tech hair. Right now, they are glowing a very vibrant blue with excitement, and he's excited to be on this trip, and has a bit of a childlike wonder about all the new things he's never seen around him. Has no idea that there's any possibility of a negative outcome.
I mean, they've considered.
He's done nothing wrong as far as he knows, and
Yeah.
why would he think
They've
he's
considered
in trouble?
just putting him
It's so
down,
commonplace.
but he doesn't know that. But they also are a little bit curious, like, what is this big, huge, crazy dude who's, you know, not a cyber psycho, but not exactly a cyber psycho. It's definitely intrigued them.
He does really is not acting like a cyber psycho in any manner.
Right, which is why they didn't just shoot him, because they're like, wait, you're not.
What are you doing running down the street like a maniac? And he said, running. I was told to go fast there. They said, don't run. And he said, okay.
Which is why they're like,
we did.
You're not, which, I mean, when they stopped, they just saw you running, and you reacted when they, dropped out and pulled their guns. Cyber Psycho would have attacked, right? Typically, you just were like, So they're like, what's going on? So that's why they engaged you in dialogue instead of open fire. Because you acted like you were not out of your mind. But that doesn't mean they're just going to let you run wild. Especially when there's been reports of a cyber psycho, running down the streets. And then with how you acted, they're like,
I got some bucket.
who exactly are you? So, you are in their vehicle now, going into their... I thought I had some other Cyber Psychos specs, and that's what I was trying to find. And I'm having a little bit of trouble locating them for some reason. So we might have to improv or something. Sure. That might work. So they bring Ezzik into this area, and they sit him down, and they start questioning him. So where'd you come from? You don't seem like you've been in Night City long.
Out there.
Out where?
The cave.
A cave. There's no caves in Night City. How far away was this cave?
I don't know.
How'd you get from the cave to Night City?
The truck.
Whose truck?
I don't know. He
Don't
drove
know
fast.
whose truck.
He drove fast.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me what 18 divided by 3 is?
What's that mean?
Interesting. What are you skilled at? How do you make a living?
What's that mean?
How do you get food?
Piranhas give food or trade? Chef is a good cook.
So you're an ally with the piranhas?
What's ally?
A friend, you work with them.
Friends, yes. They're nice.
Do they consider you a friend?
I don't know. They give food. Play good music.
Interesting. So what do you do with your time when you're not running through the streets of Night City?
I don't know. Whatever
Do
others say.
you? So if we told you to go and erect a radio tower, to do that for us?
What's that?
It's something that allows people to communicate.
What's that mean?
What is communicating?
Yeah, that.
Well, it's what we're doing right now, but a radio tower allows you to communicate over a greater distance.
No, we talking.
Yes, that is a form of communication.
Okay.
How do you talk to people who are really far away?
The agent?
Agents use radio towers to send the signals.
Okay. What's signals?
It's what they turn your voice into so that it can be sent to other people that are far away.
Okay. He just looks confused.
Have you ever sent a letter?
What's the letter?
Have you sent a package?
What's a package?
What vocabulary do you have?
What's vocabulary?
What words do you know?
Grenade, squish, run, punch, sneak, jump, the, Harlan, boss, corpo scumbag, warehouse, piranha, food. And he's just going to keep listing basic words that he's heard.
Oh, no,
He's just going to keep going.
No, they would literally let you keep going until you stop.
And as soon as he runs out of the basic words that he knows, he's just going to be sitting there thinking.
Because they're trying to piece, they're literally using it to piece things together, right? They know Harlan's a name. They can kind of tell that. They'd start looking that up. Boss, they can look that
say
up.
all the names of the people that I've met and know their names, but I would just say them as words.
Would you say blue?
I would probably list a variety of colors.
So, of those you've mentioned, who do you hang out with most, and who do you speak with most, talk with?
Harlan, Pinky, Boss. No more Levs.
No more Levs? What happened to Levs?
Sid. And I just name all the names of the people, like all the piranhas I know by name, all the crew I know by name, and a few of the nomads I know by name.
Okay.
First names only.
So what do you do for fun? What do you find fun?
Dancing, music, food, squishing, running,
Squishing.
climbing, jumping, squishing.
What do you mean by squishing? Like you squish fruit or
What's
bugs? What do you squish?
Bozos. Weird animal
And
people.
could you explain how you squish bozos and weird animal people?
Like that, just in front of their faces, like a massive clap.
Huh. Do you enjoy squishing things?
Yeah.
Would you like to try squishing something now?
Okay.
Does that mean you would like to try squishing something, or you're okay with trying to squish something?
Yeah, I squish.
Okay. Let's see if we can get you a little set up to squish here. Do you need anything? Do you need to go to the bathroom or grab a bite to eat or drink before you start squishing, or are you set to squish right now?
Okay.
You don't what?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Okay. Let's see here. I need to get a map that'll work for this. I'm trying to think of what would work. So I'm going to use a placeholder.
Okay.
One that it's not what it looks like. But it's one that will at least work as a placeholder. Because, you know, you got to have something, right? It's a lot easier than having nothing to look at. Wasn't sure if you'd go the this route or not, so I wasn't sure what to prepare.
What sort of room did they have me in? Just like a plain interview room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that one would work better. So you should be able to see a whole lot right now. By that I mean nothing.
Okay, it's like parking lot.
Well, not really. So the border here is a wall. This is a walled off area. Think of it more of a pit. This is just debris and stuff that's been thrown in there.
Okay.
You've seen police training arenas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of yard work to do.
Indoor. That's what this is.
Usually they're made out of like plywood and
Yeah.
yeah, like
A lot
sort
of
of
that-
like when they train clearing a building or whatever, they build a plywood
Exactly.
replica of the thing. Yeah.
That's what this area is. This is kind of like Max Tax. It's one of their training rooms.
I installed this wrong. The ink-
So, you know, thick concrete walls surrounding the room and then stuff.
Rudimentary
That's
decorations
cheap.
to make it look like you're in like an urban environment type thing. But like a
Right.
scrappy car and stuff like that is in the room.
Right. So let me jump over so people can see what you're looking at.
maybe not. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, grab my Cyberpunk book.
So this is the view that our friend has. You guys see that part at the bottom is kind of insane. Let me adjust the resolution for the. Oh yeah. You are not seeing most of them. Alright, chat. Done. There we go. There you go, chat. So here's Ezzik. And he's led into this room. And they're like, okay, so we have some interesting creatures for you to squish. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Good luck. And they close the door, and you hear the door on the other side open. And Why is it not letting me open it?
Game's paused.
No, that's not it. But yeah, it's paused. It wasn't letting me open it. But it's fine. I will do this. So they're like, we're going to start off with something that you should be able to handle. Shouldn't be too bad for you. All right. And we'll work our way up from there. So, to see how well you are willing to squish, these little guys just come popping out.
Are these actual people?
No. They what they look like.
This mod works with mutant nudes. Because it tells you right here.
Can't really make out what that's supposed to be.
Highly recommended to use with mutant nudes.
It's essentially a little rabid squirrel.
Like
How little?
really well organized.
Bit bigger than a normal squirrel, but probably about cat size.
Some of the zomboid mods
Okay.
are just so like vague and not set up.
And yeah, they all look like they're going to attack. So we will jump into initiative. There we go. And roll initiative for everyone.
It is your turn. It is your turn. It's your turn. It is your turn.
Yeah, I know.
It
I
is
added
your
that
turn.
to help.
It will be your turn next.
There you go.
They're just trying to take care of you, man. It's a depression screen that we probably all fail every time we go.
Okay. We ready?
So you're up first. Yep.
All right. I will move up to here, and I will grab that one next to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're being such a... We've all been wanting them to get their shit together for a long time.
Let's see. That's a brawling check, and they don't give them that, so it would be
Evasion.
yeah.
Pretend you don't meet criteria. Is that the depression screen?
They give it a different name because they have less things.
Hmm.
So it's a martial because of that. They just have technical, physical, martial, and lowdown,
Yeah, they're just
sneaky.
throwaways.
Yeah.
We all fail it.
So you grab him.
And then I am going to throw him at this one over here.
Okay. Is the throw DV. A 16. You hit.
Okay. That'll do 14 body unmitigatable.
To both of them? Okay. And that's what you see. It goes flying into the other one, and they both just splat into a mess of blood and gore.
Okay. That's my first turn. And at this point, his tattoos and light hair will be glowing bright red.
Okay. Well, that was an interesting turn for you.
This is the band
So now there I want to go.
It is your turn.
I need to use combatants from initiative because they're not in it. This one's going to run up, and he's going to try to scratch you.
I will evade. Or attempt to, at least.
Yep, you evade. And it is a rate of fire too, so he'll do it again.
They work long enough where the loan forgiveness. Right.
I'm not seeing their dice rolls, by the way. Just in case.
Oh, that's cool.
Like when you work for a profit organization,
And that was another miss. So they're all going
It's
to do
your
that.
turn.
And so this one is going to run up and try to attack you twice. So 2 attacks. First one's evaded, and second one's not evaded. So that one hits you.
Okay.
It's going to do 4 damage to you.
Nothing. Oh wait, it's melee. Does half go
It is
through
melee.
because it's melee?
So if you take it, it should auto-calculate that, I believe. No, it didn't. Why didn't it?
Why did it not ignore body? Or ignore armor?
It is your
I don't
turn.
know.
I'll just manually add 2 damage. Just
Yep.
reduce my hit points. There we go.
The other one's going to run up, and it's going to do the same thing.
Alright, a couple more evasion rolls.
I'm sure you didn't see that coming. So a 17 and a 24. Evade both. Final one dashes up and does the same. Evaded and evade.
Okay.
It is your turn.
I would like to jump
You are
and
next.
land on the 2 that are next to me that are side by side.
Okay. Roll a brawling attack, and we'll standard brawl versus evade.
Turn them in.
So you got a 25 and they got a 10. Okay.
Alright,
So that'll hit.
throw
Yeah,
some-
when I was
roll some damage
I
here.
had to pay for my
Oh wait, I need to target
stuff.
this one and roll damage.
You should be able to target both of them by just hitting the target on both of them at the same time.
That program.
Maybe no, it changes the target.
Nope, it
Maybe
doesn't.
if I
Okay.
drag and drop. Oh, if I drag
There
and
you
drop. There we go.
And things, it is so
It's rolling
So then you
damage.
should be able to.
it's so
Yep.
crazy. And the VA paid it, of course. But who pays the VA? VA's federal. Who pays the feds? We do. You know, it's all.
It is
And
full
then
damage.
you graduate high school. You go to a bank and you say, hey, I want to become a doctor.
That'll be my turn.
I'm gonna need a ton of money. Here you go, 18-year-old. Yeah, you're approved. Let's go to med school.
And I would move myself because I landed on them.
You'd
to
be
there.
there.
To complete their fucking, you know, you gotta get your general education 4 years, and then you spend.
It is your turn.
You go to your
And so
it's like another 4
they're
years.
just little crazy rabid beasts who've been locked in a cage, starved, and so they're just going to attack you because they're not exactly very bright.
For some other company, like the VA, to go forgive you for it. I don't know, dude. It's just like it's full circle, man.
2 evasions,
Our
nice.
economy's a joke.
2 more.
I'm no economy expert, but I'm not stupid. I can see that we're just shuffling money around.
19 and a 19. 2 more evasions.
It's your turn. You are next.
There you go.
I can say that I'm a
I'm
fucking.
gonna punch the one there.
Obviously, they started
Stomp him.
you with
Actually,
something
I'll
that
probably
would.
just try and stomp him. That's not actually a negative, so that'll be a 17. because
They got
of
a
the
9.
threat. Okay,
So
that one will get
even if
hit.
it wasn't, it still would hit.
That's the wrong one.
Oh man.
Lots of 5s. And then I will try with my second attack to stomp that one.
Okay.
This is turning into a fuck off day, man.
And
Done an
of
ounce
course,
gaming today.
you're going to try to evade, even probably won't.
I'm kind of dragging ass a little,
Not without a
Hit.
10.
but now it's too late in the day to make
And more damage. Not crit.
So you hear them on the speaker come over. All right, that was a good warm up. Are you ready for more?
More.
my shit modding stuff.
You hear another door open. And hear from this one?
That's okay.
Shall see.
A lot of tea today. I probably have the same amount of caffeine.
An angry dog of some sort.
It's routine. I'm all out
2 angry dogs of some sort. 3, 4 angry dogs.
of routine business today.
I see the carousel changed.
It will be your turn when turn comes.
Yeah, you have a lot of appointments too.
All right.
Buggy.
So
They're getting pricey, aren't they?
you're up.
Sasha is also
Wait,
playing
one of the wolves were on the 24. She go
It
first.
did.
It is
Yep.
your turn.
Gray, the porn star.
This one's just gonna bound in as fast as it can and go for you. These guys are a little bit tougher.
Oh. Probably not evading that one.
Oh, I wonder how she got such a big following. Sasha Gray, the producer. Oh, okay, yeah.
Nope,
Nope.
he got me.
These are
So
much tougher.
9 halved. Will be at so
Jealous.
59.
No, I'm not jealous.
I just did manually added it since this doesn't seem to be taking armor into account at all.
To make gobs of money,
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
live it up.
Does he have a second attack?
Doesn't matter. Live it
Yep. He actually has 2 more attacks.
up. Comedy, short
2 more.
comedy.
Actually 3.
Film step. I don't know about comedy.
So you evade that one, and then do not evade that one.
This one?
So you take that, and then his final attack, he gets to use his teeth as well, since
Next
the rules say he is able to attack with all its claws. He also can make after making full attack with their claws, they can make 1 attack with their teeth.
Okay.
A little bit more tough than the last guys. All right, nice.
It will be your turn next.
Okay. I'm
How's
going to
Ezzik
attempt-
enjoying the bad dogs?
I am not a meta-human. I don't have that body type that people like. The meta-design. Yeah.
Alright, I am going to grab that one. Target it.
Okay.
Brawl and roll. That'll actually be just a 1. So it will be 17. So I will miss. I will make a
Yep.
second attempt to grab it. Jeez. But I will still actually succeed because it's 17 versus 16. No, wait. Yeah, it's still 17. I wish that worked automatically.
It's supposed to. I'm not sure why it doesn't. You have that currently
Yeah, so that'll be a
selected.
17 versus the 16.
Fumble recovery. Yeah, you do.
That'll be my turn because I grabbed it. Well, actually, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna actually move then after grabbing it to prevent being surrounded as much.
Okay.
So I'll move back there and grab it and drag it with me. Oh, I'd like to position it here if I can.
Chiseled marble depicting a
Okay.
okay.
Basically holding it in front of me like a shield almost.
Yeah.
It's your
Not
turn.
equipped as a shield because you didn't have the action, but yeah, I get you.
No, but just holding it in front of me.
All right, they have so.
The drunken god that's always eating.
That one comes bounding in
It's your turn.
Eating some food.
and howls to his kin,
Built like a potato.
ready for blood.
Kylo, you're a handsome devil. And Silver, shut your fucking mouth. You're not built like a potato.
Same thing again.
More like a sun god. Heck yeah. Yeah, the flight crew is just full of a bunch of sexy metahumans.
Oh, dodge.
None of your business. None of your business. Alright, this is a song I could mod my game to. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
So it's 8 damage, 27 dodge. Nice. So you actually dodged his crit with your crit. So you take 4 damage on that one. And you did 17 for your final evasion. His final is a 22. As he bites into you.
4 more. 48.
It is your turn.
And that's where that one goes.
Okay. I am going to use. Oh wait, no, he's the one
It
that's
is your
grabbed.
turn.
Yep,
Next.
the one that's grabbed gets to go now.
So yeah, try and break out.
No, he's just gonna whirl around on you while you're holding him and just try to tear into you.
Okay. You want me to roll a brawling to prevent it or evasion?
It's up to you, brawling or evasion either. Because I can see
I'll be
either
brawling since I'm holding him.
in this case. At 24, you got a 22. Follows it up with a 32 to your
Probably gonna get me on that one.
19. Yep. And a final claw attack. 1 damage. Final claw attack is a 16 versus your 17. Beat him by 1. And then he tries to bite into you with a 5. Can you beat a 5?
Yes.
Now it's your
It
turn.
will be your turn next.
Back.
By the way,
40.
do you hear the announcer? Is that working for you?
Announcer?
Okay, so it's not working for you. I made it where the combat carousel had an announcer with it as well that'll say when it's your turn or not if you have the sound
Maybe
on.
that's under one of the volume settings.
It could be.
I've got ambient at 80. I've got interface at 63, and I've got playlist down to 10. I wonder if it's a playlist.
It's your turn.
Nope.
You are next. It's your turn.
What's these?
You are next.
Doesn't look like it's ambient. Interface.
Okay, got that at 85%. Let me check the volume on my Chrome tab. No, it's maxed out. I don't know why it's not playing sound for me.
All right, let's do it again.
It is your turn. You are next.
Oh,
Nothing,
I heard
nothing.
something really quiet.
Okay. And my end is not that quiet. But I added it to try to help people know when it's their turn and stuff, to try to help speed things along. So it was an option.
It is your turn. You are
It is
next.
my turn, right?
Yeah.
All right, I I'm going to use the wolf I'm holding as a weapon against the other wolf and try and batter him with it. So they're both going to take damage.
Okay.
So first, let's make the attack roll.
So the one you're going against will try to
Yeah, I'm
evade.
taking that white one. He fails.
He
All right, so
didn't.
he's going to take this damage, and the one I'm holding will take 14.
Okay, it requires this zigzag.
I think it did both damage to the
Nope,
same one.
it did. It did both to him. I was trying to get you to do it on here.
And then a second.
There we go. Of course, he's going to try to evade because why wouldn't he?
Damn it. I rolled the wrong thing.
Yeah, you roll damage.
That is a 17, so it will miss.
So you miss. So he just flies by his friend the second time.
All right.
It is your
That's my
turn.
turn.
I think you know what's coming.
More biting and scratching.
Well, scratching then biting.
Scratching. and
Scratch, 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 scratch.
biting. 2, 3.
So 18, 5, 17. You avoided all of those. And then bite.
I have successfully dodged him.
It's your turn.
Yep. Now this one's wounded and he's moving in to continue his assault on you. Try to scratch and bite you, because why not?
2, 3.
So eat.
One. My third evasion was a 12. No, my second evasion was a 12. Sorry.
Second was a 12, yeah.
So that's a 19 he got, so he hits on that one.
Yeah. A 19 he hits your 18. 19 he hits your 12 or 17.
12.
A 20 does
23.
not hit a 23. And then 17
Does not hit the.
gets hit by the 19.
Okay.
So we need 3 hits. 1, 2, and 3.
So let's see, that'll be
5, 5, 4. So 14.
So down to 33. Okay.
Well, these guys are a bit tougher.
It is your turn.
Yep.
You're a buy the game on sale type of guy. Your profile
And one more wolf. Okay.
better be under $20 or otherwise
These guys were meant to be tough. The first one was just a warm-up. They said that. 23, 16, 20. To 24, 17, 17. So that's 2 hits, and then 17 is a insta 20. So another 3 hits.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm gonna re-roll that one on the bite.
Okay. Bite was the final damage, so you can spend your luck and do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's probably not gonna do it.
17.
What was
Nope.
the bite attack?
The bite is 6. The claw is 8, and the claw is 10. So 5, 4, 3.
9, 12 damage. I am down to 21.
and then I came back to the store and I looked at the price.
It It's your turn.
exact same,
All right.
but it was like
Continuing to
wolf.
batter.
You can use your brawling against instead,
yeah, okay.
since
Okay.
you're holding him and he's lunging at your throat and face. 16 won't do it. 33 will do it. And where's the third one? Did I miss it? See it.
No. I will re-roll that one as well.
Okay.
I'm getting hurt. Roll check.
16 versus their 16, so what is that working at? I'm sure.
How do I get a 16 with a base of... That should be an 18.
You're at a -2 due to being wounded.
Oh, well, that's right.
Yeah, if you take damage, you go down.
Okay. All right, my turn. Continuing to batter these two.
How is Ezzik feeling right about now?
Hurt.
Well, how is he feeling in other regards as well? Fun? Not liking it?
I mean, it was fun at first, but he's starting to get hurt, so it's a little bit less fun. A little more frantic.
That's hits.
All right, so this is the damage to the held, or to the one I'm hitting, and the white one to the north there. And then 14 to the one I'm holding.
There are no bugs. Only anomalies.
Okay, and then again.
He's hoping to dodge again. He'd rather not get squashed that way, but he doesn't.
Okay. Okay, the white one takes
Nice.
that. The one I'm holding takes 14.
So that's 2 of them down.
Yep.
So
It is your turn.
now the last 2 aren't very happy you killed their buddies.
I don't think that's
How do you think the rest of the party would fare against these things?
fucks with that file.
Be dead.
but probably check.
So 22, 17, that one will hit. And then a 24 and a 24 is a 18. So 1 hit. Wow. I saw that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 damage.
That was 17.
Yeah, look, maybe that's why it broke, I think.
And
Weapon
it again.
attributes prototypes.
because they like trying to kill you because they've been starved and mistreated and they're not looking very happy about being created by Biotechnica. So we 18 versus a 15, so that's a hit. Get a 20 versus 20, and then a 21 versus 16, and then an 8
You mean you don't want to fuck over
versus a
17 or 16.
5. No. The 16 is versus the 21. So they hit you with
Oh, okay.
They hit you with the claws twice,
Okay.
but missed with the teeth and a claw.
So 4 and 2, so 10 damage.
Yep.
Down to 7.
Sam.
So Ezzik is bleeding all
Your
over the
turn. It'll
place.
be your turn next.
Grabs the white one there. Well, I'm gonna grab it, the white one anyway.
Right. This guy nailed it.
Ooh, that should do it.
I would think so, unless they somehow roll super amazing. Nope, they didn't roll super amazing.
And then I'm going to move over here and throw him at the black one. Is this the corner where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw him at the black one.
Okay, let's see what's the DV. Thrown 15. And ooh,
I hit.
just get it. Wait, what? Why does it say miss by 1?
Not sure.
Do you have to beat the DV? I think maybe you have to beat the
Oh yeah, well, I'll re-roll then.
Okay.
I will re-roll. There we go. That'll do it.
Oh yeah, that does it.
And then damage will be this to the target, and then 14 to the thrown wolf.
If we're all living in a sim, aren't we all in our own world? How do you even know that they unlock their own sim?
It's your turn.
Don't think that we're connected. It's simception. That's what
I think you know what he's gonna do.
Oh yeah. Wait, I thought I was in the corner.
You're up against a wall.
I meant to be in the corner so they couldn't get behind me or anything.
Oh, okay. So it'd be like that.
Okay. I just couldn't tell exactly where the wall was from the
Yep.
graphics.
No, it's like I said, it's not an exact because I didn't have an exact.
Yeah, no worries. Yep, that's
Luckily, they don't get flanking, so I mean,
Yeah, I still technically I wouldn't want to be surrounded. Alright, so 4 evasions.
1914, 19, 2015. Ooh, 6. Oh, 21 and then 6.
Yeah.
So the bite would be the only one that might hit. Will hit.
And
Ooh.
no, you did not roll low. You got a crit. So I'm gonna take 8, which puts me down, unconscious. And what is the critical effect? Broken rib. Okay.
So you can see here, if we go down, why does he not have broken rib? I dropped it on you.
I dropped it on there. It's on there.
Yes. Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's under my crit injuries, under my fight tab.
Oh, under fight tab. I was looking under the other one. Okay.
If I move more than 4 meters per round, I take another critical injury.
So as you go down, you hear gunfire. And the other two get shot by Max Tack, who's been watching. You later wake up in another place.
How do I wake up? Like, am I in a bed or in a cell?
So you wake up and you see this largely partially mechanical individual, almost like a 40k tech priest,
Okay.
looking over you. Welcome back to the realm of the living.
Ow.
Hold still while I treat your wounds. So a speed heal would be will plus body. So you can add that. He gave you a speed heal and then is working on fixing your broken, battered ribs. You seem like you did okay fighting, but it looks like, you could have used a little bit more oomph to your capabilities.
What's oomph?
Strength,
You make stronger?
potency. Oh, that's not my place. I'm just telling you that you did okay, but I would have enjoyed seeing you do better. You didn't even get to the final round, friend. And you don't feel anything as he's like cutting your skin open and like setting your ribs.
Okay.
But you can see that he's working on you.
I'll be craning my neck, trying to look and see what he's doing.
You feel something holding your head from being able to move.
Okay.
He's like, hold still. Don't try to strain yourself. You're restrained for your own safety right now. You don't want to make my tool slip and hit something vital, do you?
No.
Precisely.
Kind of confused.
Then hold still so that you do not have greater issues.
Okay, then I'll hold perfectly still.
After a bit of time, he's able to repair your limbs as your injury, since he
Okay.
is a med tech. But yeah, you're there for a bit as he's repairing your rib, and you still feel achy. And then he releases your bonds after a few hours
Okay.
of work. He's like, you need to rest, friend. Do not exert yourself too much. I'd hate for you to re-break your rib.
Okay.
And your flesh needs to mend, as you have taken quite a bit of eviscerations to your flesh.
I thought
You
I
fix?
just slid
I fixed some of it. You need to rest for more.
detail.
Okay.
Not everything can be done that quickly, friend. Some things take time.
I did.
So what do you think of the beasts?
Fucking sound boy. I know how to mod things.
They mean.
Yes.
It broke.
They bitey.
Oh, you didn't even get the other ones. You didn't get to the other creatures. Would you like to see them?
Yes.
So he pulls up a pick feed. And is there a way that I can show this to you? Really, because I don't have the pop it out and look at it. Trying to think of a way I can do this. You have the stream up?
Yeah.
This way. So he shows you these two lovely pictures. This lovely, kind of reptilian almost looking creature
Okay.
with great spines and claws, and this bear.
I'll point to the one that has all the spine. What that?
Ah, that is a Biotechnica. Apex is what they call it.
Biotechnica.
Yeah, it's a corporation that has made some killing machines, as you've
Oh,
seen.
corporate scumbags.
Sure. Well, we have confiscated some of them, and you know, put them into practice.
Why?
Well, better train against them in case you come up against them than not be prepared. Biotechnica might make them, but it's a good training exercise.
Okay.
Well, friend, you need to rest and mend. Is there anything you need?
Food.
I'll see that they bring you some food. Get yourselves some rest.
Okay.
And, yeah, they'll bring you some food and allow you to rest.
Harlan told me to do what they say. They said rest. I'll rest.
That's the worst part of this all. The worst part of this all. Oh. He's like, that's not what I meant. What you say?
But I will take pictures of everything I'm seeing. The beasts that they show me, I'll take pictures of them.
Okay. So yeah, you take some pictures of it. After you've rested for a while, the commander of the Max Tech group that brought you here comes in. And he's like, so, you seem
Is this
like
after
you've...
like a day of rest or just like a couple hours?
No, just a couple hours. You've been able to eat and drink and rest up a bit.
Okay.
Seems like 4 of those canines were a bit much for you.
They bitey.
Oh, yes, they are. So why don't you use any ranged capabilities to avoid taking their damage?
Ranged? What's ranged?
Pulls out a gun. You know, like this. Send damage to them instead of them coming to you.
Don't have.
Ah, do you know how to use them?
No.
Interesting. So you're not capable with ranged weaponry. Explain the physical confrontation. How would you like to have the propensity to, probably not one that you get. How would you like to be able to get paid or trade your services for some, what was it you called them? He pulls out a grenade. Yeah.
He gets a big shit-eating grin on his face.
So if we send you a message to your agent, would you be willing to go and deal with problems for us?
Okay.
Excellent. Can I get your agent number?
What's that?
I'm pretty sure Harlan and Zid and them would have at least taught you your agent number.
Okay, then I'll tell him.
To at least let you be able to, you know, communicate your number to them, right?
Sure. If I know it, I'll tell him.
Yeah, you'd at least know how to show him it on the agent, if nothing else.
Well, my agent's internal.
Oh, it's only internal?
Yeah, I do not have an external agent.
So he'll write down the number. It's like, well, here, you can send a message to this number. If you know how to do that. I'm sure you've communicated with your friends, with your agent.
I'll send him an emoji of an explosion.
Ah, yes. I'll be sure to add your number to the Max Tech, or the, to the NCPD SATCOM, and, you know, allow you to receive messages when you have problems that could use some intervention, and you could make some rewards from doing so.
Okay.
So you will be considered a subcontractor, and I'll put in the agreement that you'll receive payment in grenades, if that's what you prefer.
Grenades.
All right.
Eddie's stupid.
Sure. All right. Well, the doctor said to make sure you get your rest, so I will let you do that.
For a while.
And when you're ready, we can bring you back to your friends if you want.
Okay, more flying?
Potentially. We might
like
do a
flying.
ground car, we might fly. I'm not sure yet.
Flying
Let's
fun.
start
All right, we'll get some rest, and once you're done resting, we'll get you back to him.
He says get some rest, I lie down.
Okay.
be back.
So yeah, they'll let you get some rest, so you'd be able to spend a night sleeping and heal up and repair.
Yeah, that puts me at full.
Next day, he's like, so,
44
you want
back
to try
in
any
the-
of... You what?
I get 44 back in a day, and only needed 43.
Nice. Yeah, so the next day he's like, so do you want to try any of the other beasts, or do you want to head on out?
Need to be stronger 4 pieces.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Ezzik. Try to stay out of trouble and not scare people, would you?
Okay.
You have to remember, some people are small and they're scared of bigger things. And he'll bring you down by the pen with the Biotechnica Apex. That's the big spiny one. Kind of looks like a giant lizard with, spikes and claws, right?
Kind of like a death claw.
Yeah, kind of like a death claw. And in just for comparison,
It's big.
you see the comparison difference?
Yeah.
So he brings you by that, and it's like, how does this thing look to you? It's like lunged at the bars, and like you see the bars have bite marks in it.
I'm gonna do whatever it does, like it growls, I'm gonna growl back. I'll match its energy.
Yeah, no, it's slamming into the cage, like raging at you, trying to get you. It's like, come, let's move away from that. What do you think of that beast?
Bitey.
Yes.
Big.
Now, you need to consider. Some people see you like you would see that creature. Big, threatening, and scary.
I know Bitey. I squished.
Not everyone realizes that.
I'm able.
So, just trying to help you, not have us called on you again.
But I like running.
I understand. But maybe try not to scare people if you don't mind. It's not nice to scare people.
Okay.
It causes problems for everyone involved.
I try.
All right. Well, let's get you back home.
Okay.
So they let you have a good breakfast and, kind of have a slower day since your body probably still aches a bit, but it is healed. And then, that early afternoon, they're able to get you back to your team. And they give you contact info for Max Tax. Able to send you subcon contracts now. I was actually expecting that to go a little bit longer. Unfortunately, they rolled pretty well.
Yeah, those dogs are brutal.
Yeah.
Especially 4 of them constantly going, it's a lot of attacks.
Yeah. So, just to put in perspective, the next up is the lumbering bulk of a bear, right? And each time they take damage, they reduce the damage they take before the armor even comes in, unless it's a crit. So before their subdermal armor, their bear hide takes effect, they already have reduced the damage by d6.
So it's basically damage deflection.
Yeah. So every time that you do damage, D6 of that damage is just turned away, just negated and ignored.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You already found the fun of the wolf, the fact that they get the extra attack every turn.
Yeah.
The bears don't get the extra attack every turn. They only get 3.
3.
Or the 1 bite. Yeah.
Oh, 2 claws and a bite.
No. They get 3 claws.
No.
Because they're amped up. Yeah, they're dirty. And then the Biotechnica Apex, right? So the wolves have 25. The bear has 45. The Apex has 55 and does even more damage. And it cannot be blinded, it cannot be deafened, it cannot fail endurance or concentration checks. It does not suffer negative effects of being seriously wounded.
Ooh.
Like you're taking, the -2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Deathclaw is a fairly...
It's Cocaine Bear.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have Bear and then you have Cocaine Bear. And it has even a stronger hide. Now it doesn't have the damage reduction that the bear does, but they just ignore all penalties to damage and just cannot be blind or deafened and cannot fail endurance checks and stuff. So these are creatures that exist in the world that you guys may have to come across. That's a good example of kind of like what cyber psychos are going to look like for you guys as well.
Yeah.
What is Ezzik's game plan to get stronger, as you put it?
Probably gonna ask Blue for help the next time he sleeps. And then he'll tell like everybody, need stronger. Fighting monsters
Okay.
strong. That's basically what he's gonna tell everybody and then show them pictures.
Okay. Yeah, they'll be asking
when
you,
everybody
what?
gets on, like as soon as they drop me off, I'm gonna probably send out pictures of everything I saw. The inside of Max Tech, the inside of the AV, the inside or the rooms that I was in, and then
Now, I will say what's going to be really fun is Ezzik's not going to necessarily realize it, but some of his images are blank.
Okay.
Because they did make sure that there was things in place to prevent some things from getting pictures. When you took your picture, there's basically like a flash. So it's just a, white picture that you're sending. I don't know that Ezzik paid that much attention to it. That's up to you.
None at all. He doesn't have any real
That's kind of what I thought.
acumen when it comes to tech yet. He's got some
Right.
basic natural talent when it comes to dealing with his own tech and whatnot, but beyond that, he's not trained or literate in those.
Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't know how to use an agent beyond the basics that he's been shown.
Oh, thought. Wonder if that was it. Give me a moment. I was just remembering something on this.
Yeah, the only thing I'm really good at when it comes to technical skills is cyber tech itself.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's a good one.
And a little bit of first aid.
Where did that go? I had a thought. I was going to ask you about it since you've done Cyberpunk before and seen the game. There were some home rules I saw suggested. I'm trying to remember where they're at.
Meet the shark power detect with the best degree cleaning of any cordless. And when you're the
That is gymnastic stuff that they suggest for the vampire gang. Yeah, those are the vampires. Where is it? Okay, here we go. So they have a consideration for dual wielding two weapons of the same type.
I don't like that whole merging thing. It's just lazy.
To add one to the rate of fire. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think there's a huge hole. Like, for example, I have 4 arms, but I can only use 2 attacks a turn. It doesn't matter whether I just punch with one hand or whatever. You know, there's just no chance to do extra stuff. I could see making more melee attacks around than just the 2, but at like a continuing penalty, like -2 to each roll beyond the first.
Well, here's what they say for dual wield. Which I have it up on the screen there. When you dual wield 2 melee weapons of the same type, or 1 melee weapon in both hands, you add 1 to the rate of fire of the weapon. When wielding 2 weapons, you may fire them both at full rate of fire, taking a -2 penalty for hit of each shot fired beyond one weapon's rate of fire. So you take a -2 penalty for... So basically if you did a kimbo with pistols, right? And you had a rate of fire 2, you could fire 2 at normal, and then at -2, -4. I think is what it's saying. And it requires a body and dex of 7.
Makes sense.
She was like 103 when I saw her.
Is that in the journal somewhere where I can read it?
No, it's in a compendium that I haven't imported.
Oh, okay. And did you find that in Foundry, or did you find that elsewhere?
It's a compendium I added in Foundry that's not actually there by default. It's a module that's brought in. The module's name is Night City Gangs and Corps, and associated homebrew for that. Because I was just realizing, I think that's why they had that 3rd attack, is because it had the dual wield rule on it. So I kind of
here I found the PDF of it.
Okay, yeah, that's why I told you the name of it. I figured you should be able to find one.
Yep, it's in somebody's drive.
And then they have some cover options, a bleeding armor, and cyber augments and melee.
Some additional gang information in here too. They got a lot of pre-statted gangers.
Yeah.
Reckoners. This is really good stuff. Definitely downloading a copy of this to my drive.
And I was considering using some of that and bringing some of those, but I wanted to see what we thought about this. And I've been meaning to ask on Saturdays, but we keep getting too many other things going on. I haven't really had a chance, right? So.
Oh, this one doesn't have the Night City Gangs and Corps, but I don't have the dual wield stuff. Where part is that?
The homebrew stuff for that. There should be associated homebrew. If you don't see that, then you can.
Yeah, this
I
is
can
a
send you.
PDF.
Okay.
Let's see here.
So yeah, that's part of the thing is, so for mooks, instead of having, you know, all the skills, they broke it down into 4 relevant skills.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
a good
you
way to do it.
have,
Because you don't need a full stat sheet for things that are going to get killed in combat. You just need target numbers.
yeah, so for skills, they just have lowdown, which is, you know, cool, empathy, will kind of things, you know, keeping things kind of under the radar. Martial is reflex or dex for, you know, attacks. Physical is body, ref, dex, which aren't covered by martial skills. So, that's actually what I should use for the evasion.
Yeah, for
Potentially.
ball evasion.
And then technical is tech-based things, int, right? So yeah, it was. I'm considering it because it would be easier to potentially have that because there's fewer things to consider and run with it. I didn't see the ability to make my own skills like that before, because if you look at, say, the
Here's somebody that posted an idea of for multiple arms and dual wielding. It's just a discussion, but basically saying rate of fire 1 on each of the attacks instead. So, like, basically for me, it'd be two fists and 2 wolvers.
I could see that, but that then disincentivizes someone to do that when they could just use a pistol and get rate of fire too.
Well,
Right.
I mean, if you're wielding multiple pistols, you reduce the rate of fire on everyone but the first, and so you're firing 3 shots instead of 2.
Oh,
2
so
with the main hand and 1 with the offhand.
okay,
But
I
for
see.
melee, they're saying, you know, if you were wielding 2 swords, 2 with the main, 1 with the off. And for 4 swords, they're saying 2 with the main and then 1 for each of the off.
Yeah, I can see that.
And another person said going beyond 4 gets a little silly, so they'd rule it just 1 with each of the 4 arms.
Yeah. No more than that. That just gets kind of silly. I could see that.
Yeah, so grab with the 2 arms and then the other arms come out and start stabbing them with wolvers.
Well, that's the thing. Some of that doesn't work with the current structure, right?
Now, the current structure is very thin. They did not think it through enough, in my opinion.
So if you look at the core rulebook and you go for the lawmen and you look at theirs, they give you a backup, which is supposed to be basically, you know, a NPC that comes and helps. Why didn't they make the mooks and stuff work like that better? They just have a combat number. This is just your modifier.
You should be able to just, translate the lawmen into those. Because that's basically what they do.
And so, I mean, it works a lot better because you only have the one thing to worry about. You just have a combat number, an SP, an HP, and a move body.
And you could totally do that.
And I mean, that's a lot more simple than worrying about all the other crap. But I understand why this other one has them separated, right? Because you can say they're more tech focused or stealth focused. And that makes sense too. But I like the simplicity of not having everything. Now, I get it for player characters, right? Because they're the main characters, the focus. They should have more, things like that. And have to decide where they want to go. Because it gives them the ability to pick and choose the skills they want and the focus they want without being restricted to the other aspects. Because if you reduce the number of skills, you need to reduce the amount of IP gains, right? Which then you have to question why and what you're going to do from there.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot of holes in the system that need to be.
Oh yeah, and they are trying to improve it. I mean, that's part of what they do with some of the DLCs and the stuff like that. But yeah, I wanted to brainstorm with you on that since we had time.
Yeah, if you can copy and paste all the rules from that the Akimbo stuff, or if you have that as a PDF.
It's not a PDF, but I can pull it.
I'd like to read through that compared to some of these other discussions people are having. We actually started talking about that in my home game. My home game, actually, we ended up switching gears and switching games right as we started getting into like refining some of that stuff, because like I changed the luck system because the luck was just and we started talking about changing it because one guy's like, I want to dual wield pistols, but there's no advantage to doing so. And I was like, well, yeah, it gives you more ammo and more variety if you have two different pistols, but really because the game doesn't make a lot of distinction between different types of guns that much. It really wasn't feeling great, so we started working it out, but then we ended up switching gears and playing a different game.
Switching gears to what?
That was when we switched to Star Wars, the Fantasy Flight version, which is an okay system. It's a pretty decent system itself. You just have to use a lot of interpretation of the dice rolls because there's symbology instead of numbers. So it can get a little clunky at times with that, but it does provide more variety of outcome than binary hit or miss.
All right, did that
with a disadvantage where you hit, but something bad happens to your side, like something blocks the next guy's line of fire or something.
Interesting.
Or you can hit with advantage and you get bonuses. Like the really good example I give is making a stealth check. You're trying to sneak past a guard. You fail the check, but you get advantages on the check. So you are able to, while you do get caught, you're able to play it off, and they just say, all right, just go away. You're not supposed to be in this area. That kind of thing. Like you play it off as, I'm just lost looking for the bathroom. Something like that. So it does give a little bit more variety in outcome. But when it gets a little cumbersome when it's on every roll that you're trying to figure out what to do with all those advantages and disadvantages if you don't want to use just the chart they provide, where it's like, all right, I got an advantage, so I get an extra stream back. And stream is kind of like a resource that represents your ability to your energy level, basically. You can use strain for certain abilities. You may take strain damage in a social complication as opposed to taking wounds.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. But yeah, Cyberpunk definitely needs some touch. It's a great setting, but red is not a great rule set. It's not the worst. The setting's amazing. Oh, Cyberpunk setting. It's probably one of my all-time favorites.
Okay. But yeah, I sent you the associated homebrew stuff that they had there.
Cool.
You can let me know what you think on that. And like I don't know if it's a great idea or terrible idea, right? So I'm open to thoughts and suggestions, like you said, trying to improve our gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, we can always try them out for a session or two and see how it feels. And if anything feels broken, we can just adjust on the fly.
That's my only concern with your melee rate of fire one with the 4 arms, is that means you're going to have 5 attacks.
I'd say 4.
And there's no reduction to your chance to hit?
I'd say after the first 2 -2, then -4. That would be much more balanced.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, I kind of like this one where it says you get the full rate of fire from 1, but you take a -2 penalty beyond that, so that you can Yeah, so that it's a cumulative 2 penalty. So it's the
Rate of
third
fire
one
on
would
the
be at
first
minus
person
2. The
would be
fourth
2.
one's at minus 4.
Yeah. So 2. So it'd be the 2
So
fists
4
basically
attacks.
at full value, and then the cyber arms at minus 2 and minus 4. Or even go minus 2, minus 4, minus 6 if I'm making multi attacks instead of just the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I could see something like that.
yeah, I'm a pilot.
Now it's not going to be in Foundry, so that's going to involve some.
Just do the math. I think you can apply a negative to a roll.
Yeah.
When you roll,
Yeah, no. When you click a roll, you can do that.
Yeah,
You
additional
can
mods.
actually, yeah, you can do a mod of up or down.
Yeah, I just put a minus 2 on there.
Right. So minus 2, minus 4.
Oh, you know what? You can just click the hide, expand core situation modifiers, and just put complex action on there.
Where are you seeing that?
If you open,
Oh, show core. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of options in there. I
Yeah,
wonder
I
if
see
you
what
can
you're
add
saying,
to
yeah.
that list.
Complex action. And that's why it makes sense that it's a minus 2. That's where they got the minus 2 and then minus 4 from, right? Was that it gets harder as you do it to remain accurate, and so rate of fire beyond the standard. That makes sense. What that would mean is you get 4 attacks with your Wolvers. You could at least, stab into them a lot more.
Yeah, like if I was just holding them with the other arms and not attacking with them, then start wailing away on the Wolvers.
You hold them with your meat hands and then shred them with the Wolvers every round.
Or vice versa, grab them with the cyber arms and then start punching them in the face with the meat arms.
Yeah.
Kind of like Goro does in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, there's a lot of modifiers already programmed in here that we have not been using. Like complementary skills, taking extra time. So instead of moving, take extra time to aim or something.
Yeah, I've considered doing that. But
Smoke, darkness, everything gets a minus 4 if you can't see through it.
yeah.
That's really good.
Some of it hasn't come into play yet. And some of it I've considered doing, but I've held off also because not all the players are that experienced yet. So I'm trying to not overcomplicate things before then.
But yeah, this will be really easy to modify. Just put in the mods.
You could just
attack
click
item.
the complex action and then wrong tool, something like that, to get the minus 2 and then minus 4.
Very easily.
Yep. And that's why I said I kind of like how they have it listed that way, because it makes sense and then it works across the board for for dual wield.
Yeah, I agree. I think that will be a much more varied and improved experience too. All right, well, I'll definitely read through this, and maybe I'll just rewrite it just with what we've discussed and paste it into the Discord for people to look at.
As for the others, I mean, the dual wield was the main one there. If there's anything else in there that you're like, hey, that really makes sense, we should add it or something, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, I definitely want to read through all their cover stuff and look up some more discussion about it, because I think cover needs some work.
Yeah. They had cover where instead of having it be binary, either you do or don't, where you have none, partial, full, kind of like Pathfinder. And so that you can do similarly to Pathfinder, where you get into cover and then you get into better cover.
This is interesting. I like
What's
this. Cyber augmented melee. If a cyber limb or linear frame is involved in using a melee weapon, damage of that strike is increased by a d6. If your body score is 11 or higher, add another d6. So you can start getting those massive hits.
I consider that. My concern on that is if you go against a FCB Cyber Psycho, they're going to have an additional 2d6.
Yeah, it cuts both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that though. Because it makes it so that using actual weapons instead of just brawling or just punching with a fist actually has value. Because right now my fists do 46, Wolvers do 3d6. Why would I ever use Wolvers over a punch? And this adjusts that, because that would make the Wolvers all of a sudden doing 5d6 with the combination of being in a cyber arm and having.
Well, the concern with that is then we're starting to get 5d6, rate of fire 4.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, because if I'm using cyber arms, I would limit it to say that if I'm using all 4 arms, I could only make 1 attack with each.
Okay.
Coordination needed. I think otherwise it gets silly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Still, even if you do that, it's 5d6, rate of fire multiple. What other weapon has 5d6 with multiple shots per round?
Assault rifles.
No. They have rate of fire 1. They have rate of fire 1. Full auto is different. Full auto
way more
expends,
damage, though. I mean, it
expends 10 ammo.
More damage.
Yeah,
but it's
but
also it's not melee, so
correct. Full auto has the issue of it does require a higher DV. It's like aiming. And yeah, the damage can be up, but it can be lower because you technically reduce the damage and then have a multiplier based on how much you exceed the DV by.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, it goes up and down. Where this is just additive extras, right? So I like the idea some, but I'm hesitant on that one due to that aspect to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, that's why I haven't jumped on that one. The dual wield made sense to me because there's a up and a down to it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like auto fire, you have an up and a down. The DV's higher, you risk not doing much damage, if any, if you roll poorly, right? Because you're using fewer dice. However, you have the multiplier, so if you do well, it can be devastating.
Very devastating.
Which I don't disagree. I mean, absolutely, auto fire should be, right? But it is a risk because
if they hit.
right, and that's the thing. If it's a 10 rounds, so you're expending more ammo.
Oh, here's a note to balance that against the increased melee damages. Reduce the DVs on SMGs from 2017. No, that's not right. Oh yeah. Base range
from 20 to 17, from 17 to 15, from
right.
So basically, reduce it by 2.
The last 2 they don't change.
Yeah, the last 2 they don't.
But yeah, some small moderation there in changing those. Like the ARs went from 22 to 20.
So that makes auto. Well, that's just the single shot. That's not auto fire, is it?
That I think is talking about AR changes.
That's the standard. Yeah. That's the standard DVs firing. To implement at your table, extract important include aggressive auto fire DV. Aggressive auto fire DV has been Modestly reduced for SMGs, viewable table. Okay, so they do change it, but they're also saying, okay, that is the auto fire.
Too, making very heavy weapons do crits on 5s and 6s, and then making lighter weapons have bonuses to hit. I like that too. Differentiating the value between light, medium, and heavy, and very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that definitely should, like all the dual wielding and stuff should account for the weight of the weapon versus the body of the user as well.
I can see that.
Yeah, definitely some things to think about. Well, I'll throw some stuff together if we get time this week and throw it up there.
And that's the thing. I'm not expecting absolute all the details, but I wanted to at least get the ideas rolling. Yeah. Because it, like we said, it could use some improvements. They're working on it, but in the time being, we can always do so as well to make it work for our tables. Their homebrew stuff, not in the one that the list I gave you, but they actually have a martial arts section as well. Alteration for homebrew, where they have Krav Maga. They have groin strike. Yep, and erratic aggression. So they have 2 different ones for that. Because most of the martial arts only have 2 moves that you can get from them.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of follow that aspect and just added a few more. And then Ojutsu. They have Polearm Master and Sentinel. So you can have those.
Interesting.
I can send you that if you want to. I don't know who's using martial arts. It's just interesting.
I don't think any of us are actually using martial arts at all.
No. It's cool. Martial arts is cool, but it's expensive. It's an X2 skill.
Yeah.
And so not a lot of people have taken X2 skills. They're X2 because they're extremely potent. And I think that's something people miss, is just why they're X2.
Yeah, I just don't feel like martial arts benefits enough from over-brawling to be worth ×2.
Some of the moves you get with martial arts can be really easy. What page was that on?
Yeah, the disarming combination is nice.
What skill is martial arts on? There it is, 178. Yep. So the damage is the same, right? Which you know the damage because you're brawling.
Right. It's the same as brawling.
It is, except there is the ability to do the special moves.
Yeah.
Some of these special moves require DV instead of the defender's evasion, in which case you bypass that. So like you said, disarm, go up and just knock the weapon out of their hand. They're now, they don't have that. That's not cool for them. It's cool for you.
Yeah.
Recovery. You get up as an action. You can attempt a DV 13. If you succeed, you do not cost you an action to get up. So if you get knocked down, you just back up. that could be useful, right?
Yeah, it's a very useful ability.
Insider knowledge.
Disarming combat. So I mean, there's a lot of really cool things with it.
Let's see if my
Counter throw. You dodge a melee attack that were targeted at you since your last turn. Once per turn, when you fulfill the requirement as an action, you may use martial arts special op move to attempt to beat a DV 15. If you succeed against the DV, use the throw action on the target in melee range, whose attack you dodged. Just a free throw them. You roll a DV 15 martial arts and you chuck the person who you dodged. So like the dog, you could have flung them. One of them.
As long as you dodge all their attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually something that would probably improve my fighting ability a bit.
Grab escape.
Disarming
Disarming?
combinations and
Yeah.
throw both seem amazing.
Armor breaking. You hit the same target with a melee weapon and a martial arts attack this turn. Once per turn, when you fulfill this requirement, you can use your martial arts special move. Resolution to attempt a 15 DV. If you succeed, the target is hit twice this turn. Has all their worn armor abated by an additional 2 points.
Bone breaking strike can be good too.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, that it's not necessarily more damage than brawling.
It's definitely not. It's the same damage for the
But-
most part, but yeah.
Right, but it's these other things that you can do. Like you said, the bone breaking. You just give them the bone break. Here you go. Let me just hand you a critical injury. Like, who else gets to hand someone a critical injury? That is why it's an X2 skill. Because you can literally just, hand someone a critical injury and be like, here you go, congratulations. Oh, you don't have your weapon anymore. Now you can do a D6 to me every turn, because that's all you got is your bare fist, right?
Yeah.
And if you go down to Taekwondo, there's another Will 8 pressure point strike. Spinal injury, critical injury. Flying kick, moves 8 or higher. You have moved at least 4 yards this turn. Instead of making 2 attacks with martial arts, you choose to make a flying kick. So, I mean, it's not necessarily doing more damage, but you have options to do some pretty crazy things.
Yeah, definitely something I might expand into.
It's cool that it takes a sec to kind of kick in too, but
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I can see why they made this one an X2 skill with those moves.
Yeah, because it's a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, and that's where it comes in. That's the same thing with heavy weapons, auto fire, some things like that. The reason they are X2 is because just how much extra you can go over the top.
Yep, definitely some stuff to consider here.
The paramedic is because that is the closest you can get to not being a med tech role and having the med tech role ability. I get why that's an X2.
Yeah.
I can't say that I don't get why any of the things they made at X2 are X2. They do make sense to me why they made them 2 times. Because every single one has the propensity to really be a character defining trait, right? And that's what they said about the X2 ones. They're like, well, yeah, X2's rough, but the point is if you take one of these, this should really define your character. You know how to fly air vehicles. Okay, that's something to talk about, right?
Yeah. Heavy weapons is the only one I kind of question because...
Do you know why that is?
but the amount of heavy weapons that you have access to in the game is pretty slim.
You're not
I
wrong.
think that needs to be buffed out to make it
Do you know
worthwhile.
why they did it for that, though?
No, not exactly.
Okay. That's why I'm asking, because I do. They're not wrong. The same reason they did for the other stuff. We go and look at weapons, and you look at a heavy weapon. Archimedes, heavy weapon. 8d6.
I already have it.
Is that a sniper?
That's why. No, that's a rocket launcher.
Oh, okay.
Anything more interesting?
The heavy weapons do 6 to 8d6 damage.
Yeah.
They're above assault rifle and sniper rifle damage. Assault rifle is 5d6. A sniper rifle, I believe, is 5d6.
4 to 6, depending on the model, but yeah.
Yeah. Heavy weapons do more. They are 6 to 8 d6 per shot. And some of them are area attack ones on top of that. So, like, you know, the flamethrower is an area. Yeah, it only does 3d6, but you're literally igniting and burning everyone in that area of a shotgun blast.
Yeah. The only problem with them is that when you start looking at like rate of fire 1 versus 2,
Well, that's the thing. Rate of fire 1 with higher damage means you're punching through the armor.
possibly, yeah.
That's the thing. If you
Yeah.
do
It
a
still comes
light
down to that
pistol,
problem of like, if you're rolling 3d6 twice versus 66,
right?
if you roll average on 66, you're looking at 21 damage versus
Right.
3d6 is 11, 22. So you're looking at a higher average damage with 2 3d6 shots. And
Correct.
you also are mitigating the bad roll more.
You are. However, the downside is if they have SP 11, unless you roll more than an 11, you're not hurting them at all. So it's not
Yeah.
just hitting them.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kinda like-
armor should prevent small arms fire a lot more easily.
And it does. That's what I was saying. Like, so a heavy pistol does 3d6. You go with a medium or light pistol, sure, you can conceal it, but they're doing 1d6, 2d6 damage. You're not
Yeah,
going to
I
be
like that
abating
accuracy
someone with
increase those.
SP 11. Even if you get the accuracy boost, if they have an SP 11 plus, you're not going to be doing damage to them that often. You're rolling 2d6. You have to roll max damage to scratch them.
This is basically my mod list.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just tracking
Which, I mean,
this one.
that makes sense, though. It's supposed to be body armor. It's not a joke, right? So I'm not
Right.
faulting it. I agree. I'm just saying, like, that is part of where the heavy weapons come in. Assault rifle is only 5d6. Anything from 46 up is rate of fire 1.
Yeah. I do like that. I do like that akimbo with the bonus to accuracy on lighter pistols, so that you could go for like the headshots. Take the extra
Yeah.
time, aim instead of moving.
That's where you could actually have a lighter one come in and actually
Right.
do
And
it.
I mean, the reality is, a lot of people running around aren't going to be wearing armor, much less head armor. That should
Yeah.
be probably rarer than more common, outside of like maybe the combat zone.
And you're not wrong.
But it's like bozos.
You're
How
not
many
wrong,
bozos
but-
are wearing helmets? None.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Bozo's bodies might have armor on them, but their heads, like you said, so if you're aiming, that's where a solo, think about a dual wielding solo.
Yeah, you should be
If we do this, right?
dangerous.
So you have the light lighter pistol, the medium pistol, because medium is a little bit higher. So dual medium pistols, right? Doing aimed headshots, using the Solo's ability to do the, what do you call it?
Precision.
Yeah, the precision strike. Precision attack. You're adding to your attack, right? So you're more accurate. So more accurate, 4 chances. You're just doing headshots. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, right now,
Headshots.
as the core game stands, it's not a viable build.
If what?
As the core game stands, dual wielding pistols is not a viable build.
No. There is no point. There is no point to carry more than one weapon of one type in core rules. A melee weapon in one hand and a ranged weapon in one hand, maybe, but that's it.
Yeah.
Core rules, there's no advantage to dual wield at all.
Yeah, you're better off if you're going to use a heavy pistol using an assault rifle.
Yeah.
The only difference being
Except
handgun versus
concealable.
assault.
Concealable is the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, concealable.
Heavy pistol is rate of fire too, so you get 2 shots, but you get 2 extra dice on an assault rifle, and it can do auto fire and stuff. So it's like,
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of very heavy pistol, the 46 one shot.
Oh,
versus
yeah,
the
very heavy.
one
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
of
yeah.
Assault rifle. It's like, what's the point?
Assault rifle is 5d6. Very heavy
I mean,
is.
the only difference being shoulder arms versus handguns. If you wanted to use a variety of handguns, the heavy pistol will come into play more than the.
And then, of
assault
course, you could
rifle.
always get a, Malarian arms that they bumped it to 5d6, so it basically is an assault rifle pistol.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I feel like the variety of weapons needs to increase, and then the variety of rules around combat need fleshing.
Mm-hmm.
They're skeleton. They need flesh on them.
And I don't disagree. I do not disagree. So medium is 2. Is a light pistol 1? I thought it was.
I think so.
Where's light pistol? I see light melee weapon. Where's light pistol?
349. There might not be any in the core book. There's something in here. No, there's no light pistol in the core book.
Yeah.
But
So I
I
was
mean,
gonna
there
say,
are in some other sources, and they'd be like 1d6, but very concealable.
Oh, yeah. Typically, there's not much of a reason to go below a heavy pistol.
Not really, no.
And like you said, a very heavy pistol is rate of fire 1, but you get an extra d6. So at that
Right.
point, what's the point?
I mean,
You
two
might as
heavy
well go
pistols-
with.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to see a world where 2 heavy pistols is your go-to option for just your regular attacks, doing decent damage, and then medium pistols getting the aim bonus because there's less recoil.
Yeah, I like that. I am
like
good
that
with
a
that.
lot. Yeah.
Do I need to have Ezzik get executed so you can make that instead? Ha ha ha. Joking.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm really
Joking.
But I will probably be fleshing his fighting style out with martial arts at some point.
Yeah. Well, that was part of today's thing. Is they wanted to see how you do. You didn't do bad, right? But they realized some of your weaknesses, but they can still use you as subcon because you did show that you're, take quite a beating and can give quite a beating. So that's why they asked if you want to be a subcontractor. I mean, of course, they didn't say that to Ezzik, but Malakov caught what they were saying.
Oh yeah.
Basically, having to be a subcon so that they can get work done because he's shown his lethality. So yeah, it makes sense. They need cyber psychos dealt with. They need, other things dealt with.
Oh, there's far more crime than there are police.
Yeah. And I mean, that's something a lot of people miss about it. So what's funny is, Lev's whole thing with you, she was just mad at a naughty child messing with her stuff. And testing out something that she had been basically given prototype details to that she'd been working on.
And artifacts.
She had no clue that it would shut down Ezzik into a, mindless state like that. Her goal was just trying to lock him up so that he would stop moving. But she's not a net runner, so the demon she got was actually one that shut off instead of just altered functions.
I might need to buy some hardening.
Why would you need hardening?
Well, prevent EMPs and that.
That's a whole
I don't know what you mean.
Chinese food.
Sure, no one will ever have,
That's so good. That's so good. I'm jealous of your
considering.
I mean, EMPs are not hard to get around if you put some effort into it, but they can be devastating if you don't.
Well, here's a fun thing for you. Why aren't you working? Oh, there we go. Check that out.
Mm.
Got EMP'd. Twice.
Yeah, but you get a cybertech roll to prevent that. I think it's DV15. Does that just pick randomly for you?
Yeah. If I hit it,
It shuts off
grabs-
specific mods. Okay, interesting.
basically dynamically grabs you. It grabs your list of cyberware and then makes a roll table out of it and randomly rolls which one gets hit.
But it didn't target the cyber eye, it targeted the low light IR UV in that case.
Because it's a separate cyberware, technically.
But it did the cyber audio suite, which includes the level dampener and internal agent.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Because technically they're separate. So they probably
Yeah,
both
they
hit the
are,
roll table.
but-
So if you look, there you got your level dampener and cyber eye. So any item in the cyberware list can be hit.
Do you have to roll DV check for each of the two pieces of cyberware or just one?
I don't know. I thought it was each.
Check EMP in the index here and see if it says. No, it doesn't say that. Maybe under cyberware. This index is terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, the roll table is how I did the random pieces of clothing for Ezzik, which I thought was a hilarious way of doing it, right? Because what fits in? Well, let's randomly roll and find out what they have that fits. And I love how it turned out a very odd combination of items. Because it should. He's a big guy. Not a lot is going to be available to fit him.
Yeah. Once he goes to a tailor. He's never going to do one of his own inventory.
Oh, where is EMP? Keep doing empathy instead of EMP.
thought it was under ammo types.
Yeah, so medium pistol is the lightest pistol, like we said. And as soon as you hit 46...
Make a DV-15 cybertech check. If they fail, then 2 pieces of cyberware shut off.
There you go.
But yeah, if you make the check, nothing happens.
So you only make the check once.
Yeah. Definitely a skill probably level up a bit more. Right now I'm at a base 12. So I only need to roll 3, but... Or 4. Sorry, 4. Alright, well, that was fun. Hopefully the guys enjoy it, and I'll be curious to see what they think of the random pictures they get. And then when Ezzik meets up with them and tells them that he's now a subcompactor.
Subcompactor.
That's exactly what he's going to tell them.
That's great. Yeah, feel free to shoot me a message with all the details you want to tell them that Ezzik would tell them, so that I can try to
See what they
negotiate
get
that as best as possible.
No, he's probably not going to send them anything other than just pictures.
Okay.
And then he will talk to them once we play again a week from Saturday.
Okay.
Or wait. Let's see. Saturday is the...
This Saturday is the 30th.
30th.
Next Saturday is the 7th. You said you weren't available this Saturday.
So the 7th, 14th, and maybe 21st we'll play.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm good any of them. So it's kind
And then
of
the
up to
28th will
when people
probably
are
be up to
available.
everybody's holiday schedule.
Right. Which, I mean, I'm not opposed. How does Ezzik feel about his whole Max Tac fun?
I mean, for the most part, it was exciting and fun, and he got to see a new place and go flying, and other than, you know, getting in a fight and getting hurt, nothing bad happened to him, but, you know, getting hurt's part of fighting. So it's not like it upset him.
Yeah. I mean, like you
He
said,
would have thought it was a fun time.
I got to beat up critters.
Squish little things, squish big things.
I didn't get to squish the big thing.
No. Not ready for that. Not ready for that. Definitely needs
What?
to get
You didn't want to
stronger.
face? You didn't want to face the apex by yourself?
I don't think I would have done very well.
That was actually going to be the final challenge. Was can you take out an apex?
Not yet. No way, not yet.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Apex has 5d6 for its hand attacks, 66 for its bite. It has a body of 11, SP 12. Yeah. It's meant to be an apex.
SP12, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. The bear has SP 7. The wolves you fought were 4. And the squirrels were none.
None. Yeah.
The squirrels are more meant to be scout animals that you use to do scouting and stuff, not bite.
Hmm. All right, well, I'm going to go get some food.
So, okay.
But that was fun.
Yeah. If there's anything else for Ezzik, let me know. But
Will
I
do.
wanted to at least jump on with you, get this done, and that way we had something to go on for Saturday instead of not knowing.
Yeah, so he'll basically be home the next day.
Yep.
From where they're at. But that will be fun to engage with in 2 weeks.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Chat, thank you all for being here.
Catch you soon.
Sounds great, man. Thank you all for being here. I do hope you enjoyed. I will be jumping back over to other here in a little bit. I need to check on a few things. But stay tuned for the continuation of Blackthorn Arena. I'm going to hop off here briefly, check with the family on where things are at, and we will do some more Blackthorn Arena shortly. Till then,
Good luck.
enjoy the story. We'll see you guys soon.
Good luck.
Yeah, we got the great game
game's
coming
rough.
up. What?
That game's rough.
Blackthorn Arena?
Yeah.
Why is it rough?
Well, I mean, you lose guys that just to get killed.
Yeah,
It's like XCOM. It's rough.
but they're gladiators. It's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Besides, mages are really powerful. I need to get your characters in there too. So if you want to ping me what you want for a character, we'll put you in for that. After the great game, we'll be restarting playthrough after the great game to get all of chat's gladiators in. So
That's good.
take care, guys. We'll see you soon.